I'm Sunita Williams. I'm
মানুষের
up here on the
সৃষ্টি
International Space Station.
সবথেকে দামি
So this is
বা
Note 2.
ব্যয়বহুল
This is a really
ইন্টারন্যাশনাল
cool
স্পেস স্টেশন
module.
পৃথিবীর
Of course,
চারিদিকে
most of these
ঘুরে
modules
চলেছে।
you see they have 4 sides, and they're put together. That way we could sort of work on a flat plane, either a wall, a floor, another wall, or the ceiling. But you know, again, all you have to do is turn yourself and your reference changes. The reason I'm bringing that up is because this is where 4 out of 6 of us sleep. And so people always ask about sleeping in space. Do you lie down? Are you in a bed? Not really, because it doesn't matter. You don't really have the sensation of lying down. You just sit in your sleeping bag. So here's one sleep station right here. I'm going in right now. You can follow me.
এখানে কোনো ভর নেই, তাই ঘুমাতে হলে নিজেকে বেঁধে ঘুমাতে হবে।
So I'm inside. It's sort of like a little phone booth, but it's pretty comfy. I've got a sleeping bag right here that we sleep in, so we don't have sort of like a little bit of a cover. We don't fly all over the place. But you know, you can sleep in any orientation. I have it feeling like I'm standing up right now, but like you saw, I'm on the floor. But it doesn't matter if I turn over and I sleep upside down. I don't have any sensation in my head that tells me that I'm upside down, so it really doesn't matter. The sleep station is also like a little office. We've got a computer in here. As you can see, we've got a couple little toys. I've got some books. I've got some clothes and other things that make it sort of like home. I'm coming out. And just for reference, that's one sleep station. This one's another. Right here. There's one on the ceiling, if you want to call it. Right here. And then there's a 4th on the other wall over here.
এখানে কোনো মেঝে বা ছাদ নেই, পুরোটাই ভরহীন অবস্থা। দাঁত ব্রাশ করতে হলে ব্রাশ করে গিলে নিতে হবে, বাইরে ফেলানো যাবে না।
How to use the bathroom and how do you actually live in space like normal, like at home. I mentioned real quickly about getting up in the morning and brushing your teeth and washing your face. Well, how do you do that? Well, here is the bathroom essentially. You get up in the morning and we have a little kit, and it has all the essential things that you need, like your toothbrush and toothpaste and brush. See how much better the brush makes my hair look? I'm just joking. It still stands up straight. It doesn't matter where you are. It's always going to stand up straight while you're up in space. A lot of people ask about toothbrush and toothpaste. So, luckily enough, toothpaste, you can do it upside right this way, is sticky, and so it sticks to your toothbrush. No problem. Another cool thing is that water sticks to your toothbrush too. If you can see it, I'll have some water come out. The water is pretty neat up in space. It'll stick to your toothbrush, and it will make a big bubble, and that's just by surface tension. And then you can drink it. So a lot of people ask about what do you do with the toothpaste after you brush your teeth.
টুথপেস্ট একটা বিশেষ উপায়ে তৈরি, গিলে নিলে কিছু হবে না, বাইরে ফেলানোর দরকার নেই।
2 options. Swallow it, and it's sort of like mouthwash, but it tastes a little gross. Or you can just spit it out in a paper towel, and then you don't have to worry about it. Swallowing thing I wouldn't recommend at home. I'm only up here for 4 months, so it's not that bad. One of the most pressing questions about living in space, of course, is the bathroom. So let's take a look at that little piece of work. Come on in.
বাথরুম বা টয়লেট কেমন হয় সেটা দেখাচ্ছেন সুনিতা উইলিয়ামস।
Here we are at the throne. This is awesome. You might see the little You might have noticed a little moon on the outside. This is our orbital outhouse right here. And of course, it serves for two functions. Number 2, right here. I'll show you. But you see it's pretty small, so you have to have pretty good aim, and you be ready to make sure things get let go the right direction. And it smells a little bit, so I'm closing it up. And that's, of course, for number 2. And this guy right here is for number 1. So they're sort of two slightly separate functions, but you can do a little, essentially both, by hanging on right here and doing number 1 and number 2. I might add it's color coded so you really don't get it mixed up, which is nice. This is yellows for number 1. And also there's a selection of paper. People always ask about toilet paper. What do you do with toilet paper? What kind of toilet paper do you have? We have gloves just because sometimes it does get messy. We have some Russian wipes, which are a little bit coarse if you like the coarse type of toilet paper. We have some nice tissues, which are nice and soft if you like soft toilet paper. We have Huggies, just for any cleanup. You know, we were all babies once, and this sort of helps. And then if things get really out of control, we have disinfectant wipes, just to make sure we clean up here. Because, you know, just like the water I showed you, the number 1 stuff can sort of go all over the place if you don't aim correctly. And did I mention both of these have a little bit of suction, so they should keep things going in the right direction. But, like I said, sometimes things get a little out of control if you are out of control yourself flying around. So we have lots of protective stuff. And of course, you do have your privacy. There's a little door, so other people know that you're in there.
এবারে দেখানো হবে রান্নাঘর বা
Here's a pretty
কিচেন
cool place.
বা
This
খাবার
is sort of
সামগ্রী
like
কোথায়
in
আছে।
your house where everybody meets in the morning. After you wash your face, brush your teeth, you want to find something for breakfast. And this is our kitchen. You might notice there's all sorts of foods here. It's like opening the refrigerator. You got all your different stuff that you want to have: drinks, meats, eggs, vegetables, cereals, bread, snacks. And that's a good place. That's where you find all the candy. Side dishes, and then some little power bars just in case. So we have all this type of food. Some of it is dehydrated, and so we have to hydrate it, fill it up with water. Some of it is all ready made, and then all we have to do is heat it up. So something like this, I'm pulling out barbecued beef brisket. Pretty yummy. Not only is this food made in the U.S., but we also have food here from Japan. We've got Russian food. As you can see, all these red containers are filled with food that's from Russia. And then we get some of our specialty stuff, some things that we like, some of our favorite stuff that your family can send up. In fact, I like fluffernutters, and so I got sent up some fluff so I could make my fluffernutter with peanut butter. So you have a lot of food up here, no problem. Hello, I'm Sunita Williams. I'm up here on the International Space Station. So we're going into the Russian segment. Be ready. You don't need a passport either. It goes a lot farther back than this. We'll go take a trip and say hello to the boys down there in just a minute. Well, let's do that first, actually, and then we'll go down to the Soyuz at the very end. This is Yevgeny. Doing a little tour. This is the FGB, and what's cool about this module, it is actually the very first piece of the space station that came up in 1998. The space station has been around for about now manned for 12 years, but it's been up in space for about 14 years. And this was the very first. It is like the Russians' PMM. It has a lot of storage, as you can see. Можно? Снимаем. Чуть-чуть. in the heart of the space station, really. This is the service module. This is the central post. In case we had any problems, I know a couple of the questions are about what type of things do you have to worry about. And some of the things we have to worry about in space are fire. If we had a fire, if we had a depressurization, like we were hit by a micrometeorite and it made a hole, or if we had some type of toxic atmosphere. We use ammonia for our radiator, so there is a possibility that ammonia could come into the vehicle, and then it would be bad for all of us. If we have any of those problems, we come right here, which we call the central post. It is the main heart of the space station. It was also the first computers that came up here that ran the space station. And so behind this wall right here are these main computers. So we gather here as a group of 3 or 6 and then figure out how we're going to either fight the fire, patch the hole, or solve the toxic spill. And what's cool about this module, of course, it's the central post. It also has great windows right down toward Earth. It has controls to fly in visiting spacecraft if they need some assistance right here. It has Russian computers as well as American computers to help us control anything we need to on the space station. So a couple of our crewmates back there, Oleg Novinsky on the right and Yuri Malenchenko on the left. And there's also a second bathroom here, which is really cool because 6 of us going to one bathroom is really tough. And so there's one bathroom here and one bathroom on the other side where I showed you. And you can probably see on the wall behind Oleg and Yuri some of the heroes of the space program. Korolev, Sergei Korolev, who was a chief designer of putting men into space. And of course on the right-hand side, Yuri Gagarin, the first man to go into space. So just remind us of our roots. Yuri, what are you doing? Что делать? Making coffee? Oh. Black coffee. Looks good. Okay. Спасибо. We're going to check out our Soyuz real quick. Make sure it's ready to go. All right, back to the Soyuz. I'm going to stop here just for a quick second. You can see on the Russian spacecraft there's also other modules that stick out, down, and above. Right here is, let's see, I'm trying to be oriented. That's a place where we do spacewalks from for the Russian side. There's Russian spacesuits in here, and also a visiting vehicle which brought fruits and vegetables and becomes a trash container when we undock. Up on this side is also a future place where they're going to do spacewalks from, and connected to it is Kevin's, Oleg's, and Yevgeny's Soyuz spacecraft. And now let's go see ours. Whoa. Извините. Это пробка. Coming down. It's a little tricky getting in here. This is the docking probe right here, this big thing. This helps us connect to the spacecraft. This probe actually sticks into this cone, and that's how the spacecraft, our Soyuz, becomes connected to the ISS initially. That is then replaced by clamps, which are around here, that will allow the 2 spacecraft to be stuck together. And then you can remove the probe and the cone. the Soyuz. This is what we call the BO, the living compartment, Bitovoy Otsek in Russian. It also has a little bathroom. It's not as good as the other bathrooms, so we try not to use it too much. It has drinking water in it if we need something to drink. And then, of course, it's filled up with a lot of cargo for us. Bringing up and also bringing back down. It has a second purpose when it comes back to Earth. It serves as a garbage container. During the descent, we'll get rid of this area right here, and everything that's in it will just burn up as it's coming into the atmosphere. So that way we can get rid of a little bit of trash. But the main area where we were on launch and where we're going to be on descent is down here, because we're not part of the trash. So we're in a safe place. So we're in the descent module, SI. It's a little small, but you can get in. Not sure how well you can see in here. Hold on for a second. I'm going to turn it up this way, just so you can see the hatch, and you can see Kevin. It's a little bit small, but we'll come in and show you around. You coming in? Okay. Got to move a couple things. We're just starting to get ready. We're preparing a couple days ago for our ride home. It's a little bit squishy, but everybody asks, how do you sit in the Soyuz? And you sort of sit in your seat like this. The seat is molded to your body, and so you can just sort of squish in here and be pretty relaxed. Everybody has a handmade seat for them. And then, of course, there's a control panel, and that's where we do most of our actions and work right here. There's hand controllers, which you can fly the vehicle with, and there's a stick right here, primarily used for communications when we're trying to talk to the ground. So 3 of us fit in here. Like I said, it's a little squishy, but somehow it seems like we all managed to get in here and fit pretty well, and it's a pretty safe ride home. You're probably wondering, what's all this junk behind us? Well, it's all of our parachute, first of all, and then it's all of our survival gear, just in case we end up landing in some strange place on the planet and nobody's there to rescue us right away. We have all sorts of survival gear with us, keeping us safe in here. So they pretty much thought of everything. And we'll be home on the planet within the next 12 hours. Pretty shocking.
নিজেকে পরিষ্কার পরিচ্ছন্ন করতে গেলে কিভাবে শ্যাম্পু করতে হয় তাও দেখাচ্ছেন।
And I like to take my towel while I have the shampoo in there and just kind of work it. Because without standing under running water, you kind of need to use the towel a little bit to help get some of the dirt out.
And that's it. Thank you.
It's a great sleeping bag. What's really cool about it, we can zip it up. Then we have little armholes.
What's on the menu tonight?
Strawberry shortcake.
Oh.
We have these butter cookies and some strawberries with a little bit of milk on top.
ভরশূন্য অবস্থায় কিভাবে খাবার দাবার খেতে হয় বা খাবার দাবার কেমন ভেসে বেড়াচ্ছে সেটা দেখানো হচ্ছে।
More? Okay, I'm gonna toss this.
খাবার দাবার কিভাবে জল দিয়ে ভেজানো হবে সেটাও দেখানো হচ্ছে।
Usually, the honey coming out pretty well there. There we go. It's like just the right amount. Might have to use that as well. We've had to use that one time, which is a little bit scary inside of a spaceship using a volcano hammer, but it's not a good.
Now let's try it backwards.
I see it. Nicely stuffed. Be a good thing. Okay, you got it.
Yeah, but it was in the way.
Yes, yes. Okay. I would suggest that I open these. These contacts. Thanks for the honor, guys. I really appreciate that. No, I really do.
How's she look?
Kind of cold.
বিভিন্ন জিনিসপত্র স্টোর করে রেখে দেওয়া হচ্ছে। এরপরে দেখানো হবে কিভাবে জিম বা শরীরের ফিটনেস বাড়ানোর জন্য দিনের একটা বড় অংশ বা বড় সময় ব্যায়াম করতে হয়।